What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of react content. That's right, and your boy Duty caught just a smidgen of content. I React Day is becoming extremely hard to watch and review because it's just simply so boring. It's so boring. How many times can you hear Phil goat laugh and just say yup? So it's kind of pointless. As far as I know, nothing happened during React content, but we're here to take a look at the daily rap, and then of course we have some WWE Champions news, and of course that'll be the next video coming up. So let's see what Phil had to say on the daily rap.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Sunday, the 15th of September, 2024, React Day. This is the day that after, 3 straight nonstop days of tons of gameplay, we take a break from that, and we sit down and do some React content, starting with the Level 1 podcast in the morning. And today, let me tell you, the podcast was a great one. There was absolutely no drama. It's just me talking about important topics, such as showing off some merchandise samples from a company that wants to work with me to make some merch, which was really awesome. So after reviewing the samples, they look good. If you want to see those samples, you can either watch the Level 1 podcast right now, where I've made 2 highlights for the day, and one of them is me investigating those samples. So check it out there instead. And then also I went through a new gaming schedule update for the rest of the year, that you know what games I'm actually interested in playing between now and the end of 2024. And that also will be a separate video upload here on the channel later tonight. So the podcast went great, and then we jumped over to DSP Reacts for DSP versus the internet. And
all right, I gotta stop it here. So I did watch the segment on the merch, and I just have to say, now you guys know I'm not a big fan of DSP, and it seems like I'm overly critical of everything he does. But you guys know that I do offer him sometimes advice, and will say, hey, that's a good thing you're doing, or heap him a little bit of praise. First of all, let me start with the positive. So yeah, it's good. I think it's a good decision to try to create merch for your dents. I mean, if there's a market for it, hey, have at it. You guys know me. I've never been one to begrudge Phil for making a living doing content. My problem with Phil, of course, is constant begging and guilt tripping people and lying to people. That's the problem I have with Phil. Other people just might have a problem with him calling this at work and making a living. I don't really care about that. What I care about, what bothers me the most, is when Phil begs and he lies to his viewers. That's my issue with Phil. So good job on trying to do merch. I'm not sure why this wasn't something you didn't do like 2-3 years ago when you got kicked off of Teesprings. Teesprings isn't the only game in town. So I guess better late than never. So let me give you an applause for that. All right. So now, this is where your boy Duty's going to offer some criticism. Excuse me. That was probably some of the most low effort shit I've seen in a long time. It looked terrible, Phil. I mean, I understand it's samples, and this is just what you want to present to people. But again, first impressions are always the best impressions. You know what I mean? You always want to put a good face forward, and you want to present something, especially when you want to sell something to someone. And that's what you're doing here, Phil. You're selling merchandise to your viewers. So you're going to want to present it in the best way possible. And the trash that you showed was just trash. Your logo, which looked stupid, it looked off-centered. It didn't fit that shirt or that regalia, whatever it's called, the long sleeve kind of jersey shirt. It didn't fit that at all. It looked tacky as hell. That logo is something you would probably put on just a generic t-shirt. And then the you Street Fighter dude with your face on it just looked bad. Like it looked terrible, Phil. I'm sorry, it looked terrible. The work looked bad. The sticker didn't look glossy whatsoever. It looked like an iron-on. That's what it looked like. And that's not good. When you're getting a t-shirt and and you're requesting someone to spend between $25 and $30 for a t-shirt, because that's what you're going to spend on this store, you're going to want to make it look nice, man. And that just looked like something that your grandma made at home via her inkjet printer. That's what it looked like. It looked like you printed out that printout sheet and you iron it on. That's what that looked like. And it looked bad, Phil. It didn't look good at all. It looked off-centered. The logo just looked way too stretched out. I'm pretty sure you didn't even give them a high quality resolution, high resolution image. You probably just cropped whatever the fuck you found and just sent it to them. You could just tell it looked bad. Like it didn't look good at all. And if I'm someone considering supporting a content creator with merch, yeah, I wouldn't buy that garbage. I wouldn't. I just would not at all. It's just bad, Phil. And again, it's just low effort on your part. It's very low effort. And if you listen to the segment, Phil just wants a turnkey shop. He doesn't want to do any work. He just wants to be able to just to send him a file and say, here you go, do whatever you want with it, and then cut me a check at the end of the month, and I can care less. That's extremely low effort, Phil. When you want to really do a merchandise store, you really should get in there. Matter of fact, you should actually, because you have no talent whatsoever, you should pay someone. Why don't you find an artist and pay them a couple bucks to actually create you some new fresh stuff? Phil. You're making some extra cash now. Okay, the Kino Dents are out there. They're supporting you. They're dropping big cash on you. I know you're wasting it on stupid shit that you don't need, but I'm pretty sure you still have a little extra money to cough up to pay an artist to commission an artist to do some work for you, Phil. And it would just make so much sense. And if you think you're really going to get over with that Philomania t-shirt thing, you're going to run into a problem there, because I believe Hulkamania has that font and everything. That's trademark. So I believe that font is like a Hogan trademark. Now, if you got a company to do it, I'm pretty sure the company got the approval or got the okay or is paying a licensing fee to use it. You don't, Phil. So if you think you're going to be able to sell that Philomania shirt, you're going to run into a problem. I'm telling you right now, because I'm pretty sure people will report it and it'll get taken down for trademark infringement. So what else do you have? Your logo? Who cares about your logo? One Dent actually did put a good recommendation out there. They said, hey, why don't you sell like Jasper merch? I guess that would be okay. I like cat merchandise. A little Jasper plushie if it actually looks like him with a little DSP logo. But I doubt Phil is going to even bother looking into any of that shit, because that would require work on his part. So he's just going to sell crappy ass t-shirts for $25-$30 a pop. And when it doesn't sell, he'll bitch and complain and say, oh, you see, you guys asked for merch and no one's buying merch. Again, just low effort on Phil's part. I mean, congratulations for actually finding a merch company, but thumbs down on the execution, man. You did a poor job, dude. You did a poor job presenting it, and the merchandise that you have looks shitty as hell.
It was a really great show of variety today. Good fun stuff. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time with the variety of clips that were provided. Today, I'm going to be honest, was a big nail biter day when it comes to support, because the first stream, we were right to the very end, and I was watching the final video, and that's when we had a bunch of support come in during the final video, and we did hit the goal, and the King Streak continued 10. So it was like this, like down to the wire, and then boom, we hit it. So wow, but we hit it, and the content was good. I'm going to finish uploading those videos tonight, because I think I got 3 uploaded, but there's others that didn't finish, so I have to BQ those up. And so yeah, the reaction was good this week. Then on the late stream, on Retro React on the DSP Throwback channel, was a continuation of Resident Evil Director's Cut. And it's great. It's great to watch this game, because I'm re-experiencing the original Resident Evil for the first time in 11 years. I haven't played it since then. I did the remake, but I never replayed the original in 11 years. So this is a great way to re-experience it. Great vibe, great discussion. We had great momentum. Going into like the final hour, we had already hit like $100 in tips, and it looked like we were going to hit it again. And all of a sudden, boom, it just froze, and nothing was coming in at all. And I was like, well, if it's the end of the streak, it's fine. We had 10 straight streams of it. If it was going to end, I always said it was going to probably be on a React day regardless. And then absolute last minute, 2 people tipped, and we hit it. So it continues. The King Streak continues at 11, but today was like super duper close. And to be frank, I'll probably talk about this on the podcast tomorrow. I do think it's going to end soon. And the thing is, the streak doesn't always have to be a streak. You know what I mean? Like, we could have streaks restarting and counting and people working towards trying to hit it, and then it ends sometimes. And that's okay. Like, that's totally fine. But man, it's amazing that now we're 11 in. So just think about that. We were at 41. We're 11 in. If Black Myth Wukong didn't kill it, I mean, we would have been at like 53 right now. And continue, we would have been insane. But Black Myth killed it. I mean, it's just wild to me. The React show and the freaking Resident Evil Director's Cut, we hit the goal and we couldn't do it during Black Myth Wukong. We needed to say something about that game, right? Anyway, so thank you so much.
God, this fucking dude. For someone who doesn't care about the Dent Streak, he sure talks about fucking the Dent Streak. And why are you still talking about Black Myth Wukong killing the Dent Streak? Again, Phil, you're contradicting your fucking self here with what you're saying. You don't care. You talk about the detractors are the only ones that care about the Dent Streak, but you talk about it non-fucking stop. This video right here was 5 minutes long. I gather to say you spent at least 3 minutes of it talking about the fucking Dent Streak. If it doesn't matter, Phil, then why do you fucking bring it up? Why are you capturing it? Why are you talking about it so much? It's getting fucking corny, Phil. It really is. And all it does is just gives people ammo to mock you. It does. Because the moment that the Dent Streak finishes, people are going to mock you and laugh at you. And then you're going to sit there and say, well, I didn't care anyway. I don't care anyway. My stupid detractors. And then the very next stream, you're going to try to hype up your dents to start up a new Dent Streak. You know, by sticking it to the trolls. You fucking pathetic, brother. Really, Phil? Really? Okay, so... Again, some more advice for Phil here. Who gives a fuck what the detractors think? You're making some money. You're making some cash. People are coming to watch your content. It hasn't gone away. It's been nearly a month and a half. Be happy with it, brother. Just be happy with it. Keep doing what you're doing, I guess. People like that, and people are supporting it. And try to make that bag. You don't have to fucking nickel and dime every cent. And what the funny thing is that what that does is it just leads people to question you again. Because you're a liar, no one believes what the fuck you have to say. So of course, whenever these out of the blue Hail Mary tips come in at the end of the stream, people are like, who the hell? And God forbid, dude, how many anonymous tips have come in the last fucking month and a half? Half of his tips are fucking anonymous tips, Phil. Come on now. It just looks suspicious. It just looks fake as fuck. And you bringing attention to it and talking about it and tracking it and begging, dude. Dude, yesterday I must have counted, bro, like at least 16 begs. And I'm actually putting a compilation together, which is taking me a little bit, where I actually highlight every single beg you did, bro. And you're back to like the scorn days when you were sitting there fucking just eye stalking your chat, waiting for those tips to come in, bro. It just looks pathetic. And I know right now it's, oh, the king streak and, oh, felted and all this stupid shit. But you know what happens to that eventually? It wears thin. It grows boring. It grows dumb. And people want something different. And the problem with you, Phil, is you always fail to pivot. You always do. You always drain the shit out of something to the point where you just beat it to death. And then you sit there and sulk that no one cares anymore. So the vest streak. Remember the vest streak? When the vest streak died, what did Phil do? He sulked for a fucking week. And he talked about how, oh, I bought all these vests and everything is centered around the vest and no one cares. And you were sulking like fucking crazy. And for a good year and a half, you didn't give a shit about the vest streak until you decided to change up your goals and make the vest streak at 100. No, make your hat go at 100. And you switched it all around. And again, you just beat it to fucking death, and then you can't pivot. Like right now, what you should be doing is you should be thinking about how can I pivot from trying to milk my dents and saying, okay, let's hit this king streak. Pivot to something else. Like do something different. And you've refused to do that. You keep doing the same exact thing, expecting the same results, and as soon as the moment that shit dies, you soak. You sit there and soak. And you say, well, see, folks, it's because I try something new and it fails. You sound like Wings of Redemption. When Wings of Redemption tries to do something different and it doesn't give him automatic success, like right away, he gives up on it and he just sulks. And that's what you're going to fucking do here. Once the support dries up, you're going to fucking sulk. You're not going to pivot. and then it's gonna take you what, another 7 years to come up with a new gimmick. It's just sad, dude. I don't know how anyone can live like that. You're one of the most ill-prepared people in the world, and for someone who proclaims this is his business, you are a shitty business owner, brother. You have no fucking business plan. You don't strategize anything. Your life is tip to tip. That's Phil. Phil lives his life tip to fucking tip. Not stream to stream, not day to day. Tip to tip. Every tip that comes in, he's already thinking about how he can spend that money and what's it going to. And that dude, that is fucking pathetic. I don't know anyone who lives that kind of existence that is remotely happy, dude. And again, that could tell why you're always fucking miserable and snapping like a fucking jerk you are. Anyway, folks, that's it. He got some more talking about the fucking Resident Evil boring ass fucking throwback content no one cares about. And yeah, that's it, folks. So don't forget, the next video will be, of course, WW Champions, folks. We have an update. So see you guys in the next video. Peace out.